Hi guys, Andy here. Let's have a look at the Dow Jones futures. For the record, today is Monday, December 4th. Time is around 5 p.m. GMT. So here we are looking at the daily chart, and in my previous video where I also showed a higher time frame analysis, I explained two scenarios that I'm tracking right now. A scenario where we have the wave 1 right here as indicated in red, wave 1 in red, and this here or wave 2 in red, because after all we came quite close to the wave 2 area. So if we take the length here of our wave 1, then we see that this here is the wave 2 area, the area between the 0 0.5 and the 0.854 FIB retracement. So our wave 2 can be in right here, this low as indicated in red. Then the wave 2 was a corrective move as a triple tree correction, WXYXZ as indicated in red. And then from this low, we should start an impulse up, which is then the wave 1. So that's the scenario I'm tracking. And I'm also tracking another scenario here in the higher time frame, a scenario where we have an overshooting wave B, an expanded flat structure. And then we also have our wave 1 here as indicated in green. And then we came down here in three waves to have or wave A of the expanded flat. So then we have A, B, C with this C wave in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then from here, we should have a corrective move up, a wave B. And so this here is indicated in green. And so why do I also want to track the scenario here in green with overshooting wave B? There are actually two reasons. The first reason is that, in my opinion, and we will have a closer look in a minute, the first reason is that the structure we are seeing right here is so far three waves and not five. And so if it is three waves, it is not an impulse, it is a corrective structure. And so then actually the corrective structure would fit in the bigger picture as a wave B. And then from here, we can have a wave C down, an impulse down, taking out the low right here. And the second reason is, if I look overall to the markets, for instance, what we are seeing now in the Nasdaq is an ending impulse here. With the data we currently have, we are seeing an ending impulse here. This structure in the Nasdaq is an ending impulse, which could actually be the fifth wave of a higher degree wave 1. And so that would mean, if this is the fifth wave of an impulse, so an ending impulse, it means that we are ready in the Nasdaq for a pull back, a wave 2 pull back. So that would mean, or it would nicely coincide, I would say, the pullback in the Nasdaq can then coincide with the wave C in the Dow Jones. It would be, of course, everything is possible in financial markets, but it would be quite strange that the Nasdaq is pulling back as a wave 2, while the Dow Jones would be doing a wave 3 of 3, the strongest wave in an impulse, usually the strongest wave in an impulse. And so, like I told you, I'm still seeing here three waves in this structure. This is still not an impulse, in my opinion. If we look at the daily, okay, here ending very, very strong. This is normally not what we see in an impulse. An impulse should end with divergence. Here If we look in the 4 hour, it is even more clear. I would say for me, this is three waves: one, two, three, or A, B, C. And so what we are seeing now is that we start to break the RSI trend line. So that means that this upward cycle might be ending. Of course, it is not because we are seeing three waves right now, one, two, three, that it cannot become five waves. If we are pulling back right now and we take out the high, we end here with divergence, then in my opinion, it is clearly five waves. But if we start to pull back from here without making this without making another high, or okay, maybe an additional marginal new high is possible, but I would say without making a significant new high, then I would definitely not classify this structure as five waves, as an impulse. And if it is not an impulse, it is three waves, and then it is corrective: one, two, three. And then I believe the wave B, the overshooting wave B here as part of an expanded flat, is the best count in my opinion. So this is how it looks in the 4 hour, ending very strong. So in my opinion, still three waves: one, two, three. Unfortunately, in the lower time frame, there is not much to see. Also here we are now breaking the cycle, so this could be an indication that it is over, although we can never exclude like still a marginal new high. Like using like this stop as a stop loss level is never a good idea in my opinion. Like it could be here in the lower time frame. It is hard to make the exact count here in a structure as this. If we just have a straight line up, it is more difficult to distinguish the different waves. But it could be, for instance, that here, in order to finish this wave C, which still fits in a wave B, that this here is our 3, this the 4, and that we just take one more marginal new high, and that we then pull back after making the marginal new high. That would not violate what I just said in the 4 hour and in the daily, the three waves structure: one, two, three. If we would like have a clear pullback, like breaking this trend line as we are doing now, a nice pullback, and making then a new high, then it's a different story. Then it is definitely five waves. So in the lower time frame, unfortunately, hard to give you the exact count, as this is just a straight line up. There is not much to see. The only thing I'm seeing here now is also some kind of weakness, but please, I'm telling you, that does not exclude a marginal new high. Also in the 15 minutes, unfortunately, also the 15-minute does not make us much wiser. So I think the best thing to do now in the Dow Jones is only to look here at the higher time frame, starting with the 4 hour. If it stays like this, like if we start to pull back from here, maybe a marginal new high, this I cannot exclude. But if we pull back from here, or if we pull back from a marginal new high, and if this is the last RSI we are seeing from in this structure, then I would say this is three waves: one, two, three, and not five. And if it is three, it better looks corrective as a wave B. A, B, C, and then it could mean that we are preparing for a wave C down as an impulse, taking out the low right here. Of course, if we see a decent pullback and a new high with divergence, then everything I just said is invalid. Then we have 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would favor here the scenario in red, where we have our wave 2 low right here, and then we are actually working on a wave 1 up as an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's my analysis for now. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment to support my work, and I see you one of the next days for another video on the Dow Jones. Have a nice day. Bye bye.